Welcome back to the King of the League. My name is Cromar. I'm joined once again by Caisha. This is Game 1 on Week 1 between Zedic and 2.0 Gaming here in Division 4. And 2.0 Gaming, we've seen quite a few games from them, but this is the first one that I've personally seen from Zedic.
Yay!
And yay! But we just noticed right away that the Mordekaiser player is we're gonna have trouble with his name.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Hacks.
Yeah,
How about K-Hacks? I like K-Hacks.
How about hacks? How about we just call them hacks?
The K is silent?
We just leave the K. It's just hacks.
Yeah, K is silent. Okay, that works.
K is silent. You're hacks. You're hacks. There you go.
Mordekaiser, be played by Hacks, the mid lane. See, Hacks is a good name.
I know.
That's like a name a pro player would have, you know?
That's right. Hacks with the
TSM Hacks.
double X, right? Right.
Yeah, TSM Hacks. Yeah, double X and... absolutely.
So right off, because they're obviously 2.0 is guarding their blue a little bit.
Yes.
Let's just ramble a little bit about Cassiopeia right now. Double fairy charms, so I guess maybe going Chalice and or Mana Manipulator, I guess. But most curiously though is that Mordekaiser went the opposite and went double rejuvenation beads.
With double rejuvenation beads.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
So they've got a little, I guess, I don't know. It's just going to be interesting.
Yeah, the Chalice build makes perfect sense on Cass
Oh,
for
yeah.
her spamming her fangs. But
She's
absolutely.
a little
So
bit
there's a standard start here with a blue for Nautilus and a red for Rengar here.
And
Player named Toxic Tyler.
I'm kind of curious as to maybe why they chose a Leona going into a Janna lane with a Varus. It's always kind of weird. I don't know, but maybe just because I'm familiar with Janna a lot, so usually with Leonas you can just cue them away like when they E in. I don't know. Kind of a weird setup, but with Ezreal it works well, but I just don't know about against a Janna Varus.
They could be thinking more long term. I mean, Leona is such an amazing team fighter late game. Peel, offense, whatever you want.
Yeah,
and, maybe the lane phase is a priority for them.
It may be to have a little bit of an off tank because Rengars typically go fairly offensive jungles, and you have Mordekaiser.
They're a diver, yeah.
They're kind of tanky inherently, I guess, but only if he gets fed and
only if he gets fed. You don't want to place your whole game on Mordekaiser winning his lane.
Exactly.
That would be a disaster.
Remember that time that we did that when Hengist cried? Remember that?
Are we going to complain about Hengist in every single cast we do, Caisha? I think we're at 100% rate anyway. There's an early gank from Laws of Physics with a dredge line on Hacks, and he's just narrowly going to escape.
Yep.
Loaded up with dots, including an ignite, and but he got away.
He did get away. Go Mordekaiser. Look, that Nautilus was out for blood.
They burned his flash though.
Nautilus
but
was out for
unfortunately, Coco Husky also used his flash.
Yeah, just a little bit, but that's okay.
So Nautilus going for counter jungle, maybe perhaps ill-advised. He's about to bump into Toxic Tyler. Toxic Tyler using his passive to jump out of the juice. I like this name. Doing about 75% of Nautilus's health, and then wisely backing off. We also have a nice trade here with Dietrich, and who is an excellent AD carry. For those of you who have not watched other 2.0 games, Dietrich is just top shelf, doing a lot of damage to Degenzia. Degenzia, is that a reference to something? What is that a reference to? It's some RPG, right?
I don't know.
I'm probably thinking of something else. I don't know.
It's possible,
anyway,
or it's possible that I just don't know.
Yeah, it's possible that you don't know.
Both of those things are...
Dietrich's... wow, look at that burst. Oh, Varus, so much fun. I got a buddy of mine who plays a really solid Varus, and we do a Varus-Leona combo. And the procs between Leona's passive and Varus' passive, or his Blighted Quiver, rather, procking at the same time. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that, but... I don't know. Varus is just a very strong laner. He's almost like a Draven as far as his lane
Yeah,
phase.
he's got a really good all-in.
Yeah.
He's very cooldown based around his abilities. Like when his cooldowns are up, when your cooldowns are available, he's really powerful. But as soon as his when stuff's down, you can pressure him. But coming back again for Hacks. Unfortunately, this time his flash is not up, so he is going to bite it.
Yep.
And
that's what happens. Early on when no one really has wards out on the river. You just gotta be really cautious, or you have to have your flash up. And
or you have to have your flash up.
They had already.
As soon as your flash is down, go buy a ward, for God's sake.
Or something, or just play really, really cautious. But it's kind of hard to do for Mordekaiser. He's definitely one of those one of those champions that you can't really.
It's one of the reasons why Mordekaiser isn't a super top shelf pick. I mean, I know Scar liked to play him a lot in the past, but he has weaknesses and he's pretty easy to counter. But if he gets fed, he becomes one of those hyper carry 1v5 champs that is so much fun to watch and terrifying to play against, or I should say 6v4. Because he kills somebody instantaneously and comes back with their ghost.
Yeah,
a Mordekaiser in the right situation can be ridiculous.
Scar's kind of a fan of those champions. I mean, he has Master Yi's busting out Master Yi a lot, and now so
yeah.
It's like, well, as we saw last game, sometimes Yi's aren't as effective. They don't get fed. So.
Yeah. Master Yi is another champion that gets countered super easily.
Yep.
I mean, there's like almost every champion in the game has a freaking ability that can counter him, that hard counters him. So he's more of a low elo solo queue stomper, kind of like Twisted Fate or someone like that.
You mean a TSM stomper? Because he wrecked their face with AP.
Well, if they weren't ready for it, I don't know.
It was
Well, these are pro players; they can do anything they want.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's some more burst. Barrier going down for Degenzi is barely.
Oh my
piercing
goodness.
shot so close. If only they hadn't split that damage. Dredgeline picking up hacks. Toxic Tyler's here, but he's so low. What can he possibly do? Coco Husky going all in is going to get a free kill. That was a major mistake by Toxic Tyler.
Yeah,
anyway, Smooth Zero is here, though, for a revenge kill. Maybe the factor turns it around. Hacks getting the last hit.
Well,
and he just dinged 6 off that.
Yeah. That's not too bad. Thank goodness the top laner decided to come down and help his teammate out a little bit, right? He recognized that mid was getting camped just a little bit. Right?
Yeah, that was a great round.
They're doing their jobs. They're warding on both sides. Good job to Hacks. He's doing both of that. And but unfortunately, sometimes you just get camped. And at that point, you need help from both your jungler and your top lane or whomever decides to come help. Sometimes you just need help.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it is very important for the jungle, for the top rather, to be willing to roam in that situation and not completely tunnel vision their lane. Unfortunately for the red team, unfortunately for 2.0, hey, I'm this guy who, by the way, is an excellent top laner. Unfortunately, he was tunnel visioning a bit, and he didn't follow his opponent to the mid, and that's why that went that way. And in fact, if Toxic Tyler hadn't been there, or if he hadn't made that mistake, that positioning mistake, then it would have been a complete win.
It would have been. I think he was just hoping that, hey, maybe just his presence would back them off. But unfortunately, as so many people do, they underestimate the power of a Cassiopeia. I mean,
oh my god, yeah, those damn dots.
I mean, if you're good at her, she's a nightmare. She's a nightmare.
Yeah, she is.
And now she's got blues,
really fun to play.
She's extra nightmarish. There's just
try playing her in a 1v5 bot game. It's really fun. Poisoning all the bots, and they all run away instantaneously, and they die to the dots. It's pretty fun. Eventually, you get to the point where you just pretty much hit them with a Q and then W, and they're done.
Nice.
Don't even need your ult. So more trading between Hacks and Coco Husky. Coco Husky has a blue buff though, so that's going to be really, really difficult.
Yeah, I don't know if the trades are going to be worth it at this point for Hacks, but
definitely
maybe
not.
He's going to have to pretty much just wait. He's going to have to wait it out.
With the cooldown reduction and everything else.
He's keeping up in farm a little bit. However, unfortunately, his bot lane not so much.
Yeah, the bot lane for Zedic is getting absolutely zoned so hard. Coco Husky going deep.
That was an all-in from Coco Husky.
Oh my god, that was so much damage. Coco Husky is so dangerous right now.
He's got the power of the flash ult down. That is the power of a flash ult. What just happened?
That was like a level 6 Annie against a level 5 whatever. Going flash everything, ignite, you're dead.
Flash ult done.
That's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cass, right? I mean, that's it. So maybe the Mordekaiser should probably be looking at another lane right now. He's obviously not having the best lane against the Cass, so maybe they should either swap or he should just go help other lanes. I don't.
I don't think there's anything Mordekaiser can do, and that's one of the problems with the champion. He is not a comeback champion, and if he gets behind, he doesn't offer any utility.
He doesn't, and he's not necessarily doing the best job. The whole point of Mordekaiser is that you can farm so well. The wraith camps, etc., or used to be able to so strongly, and in order to just completely annihilate, the mid and farm, but. Unfortunately, you can't really do that when you're behind. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's doing the best he can.
He's getting camped though.
He's getting camped. He's doing the best he can. He's warding. He recognizes the threat. He just, maybe Mordekaiser wasn't the best pick. for that kind of
Yeah.
play style, and that's okay,
Yeah, it might be.
something
It might be. And Mordekaiser, he is a low tier champion, so I wouldn't put it too much. I wouldn't get down on Hacks too much.
No, he's doing everything
here.
he can. It's probably just
And-
more or less the champion. Yeah.
Getting capped once again.
Yeah, I don't
Yikes.
feel. But at this
bad for
point, maybe Nautilus should go find another lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe he should go help.
I mean, once you
another
reach the point where he's not worth gold anymore, maybe
lane.
you
Yeah,
should,
I mean, hopefully, maybe Mordekaiser can find room to breathe a little bit. So obviously, the Ezreal is deciding to go blue build. He's good looking for that spirit item, but instead of going straight up, though, he went boots.
Ooh, we have a little bit of nastiness here at the blue buff. Toxic Tyler just getting stumped. This is a 3v2, and Smooth Zero's got nowhere to go. The dredge line keeping him from escaping. He tried. What's the point of that flash? That was interesting. Maybe he was anticipating somebody coming up.
Maybe he was just scared because he was really low.
Yeah, he was just terrified.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll make me feel
there.
better. It's worth it.
I've been there where I just I instinct flash. I'm like, oh my god! I just flash. It just happens.
It'll make the bad people go away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Degenzia getting hard pressured here. Flare is Leona is very low right
Yeah,
now.
I gotta give props to the bot lane. I mean, they've been holding their own. On Zedic's team, they've been holding flares, and Degenzia have definitely been holding their own against a very powerful bot lane comp right now. While all the team stuff is going down, they're like, we got this. We can hold it.
I just realized what Degenzia is, and now I feel foolish for not getting it right away. It's the name of the Black Dragon King from Fire Emblem 9 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is an RPG reference, so great name, and I should have recognized it. I have shamed my elders. I've shamed my ancestors and not recognized it immediately.
Dishonor on you.
Yes. He is the Black Dragon King. He's badass.
Okay, well, I'm sure you've made at least the Ezreal very happy the fact that you got that.
Yes, I got the reference. Yeah.
So, you made him happy. You made me. I don't even know what's happening now. I mean, whatever. So I guess that was just a TGN old men joke. I don't know.
That game's not that old. It's freaking GameCube and Wii. Come on.
I didn't play consoles.
Come on. Even Hangus was born when this game came out.
I didn't play consoles ever. I mean, I've played the N64 and stuff, but GameCube, Sega, all that stuff. I didn't play that. I only played N64 and Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo. That's it.
While we're talking about Nintendo, Toxic Tyler getting a little bit caught, forced to flash to escape, and it's only a 4.4K gold advantage. Excuse me.
I like how. Meanwhile, top lane.
Meanwhile, top lane just having a patty cake over here. Nobody's going to win that fight.
They're doing their thing. They're doing what top laners do. That's really what they're doing.
It's only the team gold advantage is only 4K, but we can see that the real advantage is much greater.
Yeah.
I mean, Dietrich is now stomping his lane. They've got it to the point where
they definitely have
he was
control.
5, then he's 10, 20 ahead. Now he's 50 ahead.
They have control of the lane. He's farming well. The only thing is that at least they're not getting any kills, right? So it could be much worse. So I think the only hope for this team, for Zedic's team right now, immediately, is for them to get a lot of jungle help and to then avoid.
And unfortunately, the other team got jungle help.
Yeah,
and there goes their undefeated streak. Hacks trying to go hard on Coco Husky, trying to take advantage of him without any mana or blue, but no, Coco Husky even without mana still kill him. And Degenzia trying to hold out. This tower going to go down in the middle of the fight. Degenzia does pick off.
Nice job.
Laws of physics.
Yep.
All right, there you go.
Don't know if he's going to
Black
get
Dragon
out,
King
though,
represent.
but very good.
But he's going to die,
of course. Something. He picked up a kill, and that's really all we can say about that. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with Zedic's jungler right now, but I really hope that he gets in the game right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been shut down so hard.
He's been shut down a little bit, but it's a fine art jungling. You really have to recognize, when a lane is lost, right? Mid lane, I mean, this is just done. If you don't win lane hardcore as a Mordekaiser, there's no coming back. So leave mid lane. Don't mess around with the fed casts, right? Go bot lane where no one's died, right? No one's died. No one's had any. You haven't really had any kind of presence in that lane. And leave top lane, because top lane seems to be doing just fine. I mean, he's not winning. He's not necessarily losing hardcore. And it looks like he might get a kill here. So there you go.
Yeah, smooth Zero finally making something happen. But I think Reacton actually is going to escape. That's too bad. And Dragon going to 2.0 Gaming, only just pushing that advantage even higher.
Yeah, and the gold lead is ever increasing ever more. Yeah. So I'm
Check out this blue buff on Dietrich, by the way. He picked it up because Nautilus transferred it to Ezreal and then back to Dietrich. So that's why he's able to stay in lane forever and ever and ever.
Never and ever.
With full mana.
All right.
And pushing back solo. Of course, Philip My Bottle's right around the corner, and I'm sure they know that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, they're just hugging right now.
Yeah,
she's just being a good little support.
They're scared. Toxic Tyler should take advantage of this opportunity to go bot.
He should, but once again, he's going mid. And you know,
he's gonna get creamed.
Yeah, you can't necessarily blame him because he's like, oh my gosh, this cast needs to die, blah blah blah. But at this point, you just gotta let her have her 6-0. You know what I mean? Or 6-1.
Yeah,
you just gotta let her have it.
And that pink ward on Toxic Tyler, that was so good. Oh, Philip My Bottle, you're my hero. Pink warding Rengar
Pink
mid
warding
ult.
for the catch. Boom, done.
And catching. How the hell do you do that? I mean, it's still instantaneously.
I believe
so
you drop a pink ward. That's how you do it, Cromar. You have a pink ward and you drop it. I think that's what happens. I mean, for me, my pink ward is always my one slot. So
no, I do that on a Kali all the time, but I've never done that to a Rengar before. So I was pretty impressed by that. They're just going to push them and just bully them. So yeah, 2.0 have in total control at this point. I mean, there's nothing that can stop them. Here comes Jace. And there goes Jace. Smooth Zero getting monsooned out. Whatever he wanted to make happen there ain't going to happen. And,
just barely missing this.
God, Coco Husky's damage is just ridiculous.
Cass.
She didn't even full combo him.
The only thing that can make it worse is a Leandry's on Cass, and it looks like that's where she's headed. So I really hope that they start snowballing a little bit more on Zedic's team before that happens, because the Leandry's...
Well, the Black Dragon King needs to level up. That's what he needs.
Oh yeah, that too. Let's hurry this up, man.
It means two different things.
Let's hurry this up. Yeah. At this point, like, if I were this Mordekaiser, it would just be like full take. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna run interference. I'm gonna be as tanky as I'll get out. Not gonna worry about doing damage. You guys build damage. I'm just gonna walk in and just be unkillable. Like, that's really the only way to go right now. Like, you're not going to get enough damage to do anything, but you can be tanky enough to not die. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. And, you know, that's pretty much what
he needs to at least last long enough to get a ghost on the field. I mean, if they can catch Dietrich right now, and if they can kill him and get
Coco,
that ghost out, yeah, for sure. I was thinking Dietrich just for the auto attacks, simplicity.
Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But either one
would do just
But if they catch Dietrich and have him auto-attacking in the group, they could actually win a team fight with that, a 6v4.
Actually, they could.
They could. Fill My Bottle by himself. If they really went hard, I don't know. Monsoon is not up, so maybe they could, but they're not going to.
Because
they waited way too long. Dietrich is now here.
That is the counter to Leona right there. That was a Q into her E. That's what happens in lane.
Interrupts is then
it
it's played,
happens all the time.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It makes sense. It's one of the few times I'm not going to complain about game physics because it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when spells like that interact in this game, she would wind up in the pool or something. Makes no sense. But anyway, Dietrich's Fill My Bottle with their presence is so strong here that even in a...
get him, Flares.
Never mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming from behind anyway.
Do stuff.
The Solar Flare from Flares is not getting it done because, unfortunately, Coco Husky is here, which means that...
and unfortunately...
Zedic is done.
Yeah,
their whole team's going to get killed here.
The other team was there, but even if they weren't there, I just don't know that the Ezreal has enough damage to really have done anything. I mean, I hate to hate on the blue Ezreal build, but it just doesn't work if you need damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and she finished the Leandry's.
Especially before that Muramana. I mean, it's so dependent on Muramana damage. And you don't have it.
She finished that Leandry's, and that was just GG.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage.
Like, I don't know if it's necessarily the end right now, but once she finished that
It might be
Leandry's,
too early for them to push down. The levels are too low. They can wipe their team, and they'll be back up in time to defend the next tower. But there's a nice dredge line to Genzia. She's done. Dietrich's picking up that kill. Flares tried to help, but ain't going to happen. And this is just total rout. They're going to take the bot inhibitor minimum. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't. And, oh, hey, there we go. Smooth Zero managing to pick off Fill Up My Bottle. It was overextending just a bit. but that's okay. That's kind of the point. And Hax is back. Oh, they actually picked off Dietrich. Hey, there's that ghost. They're going to save the inhibitor.
Yay!
The ghost from Hax going nuts.
There you
Picking up
go.
a double, possibly a
There you
triple.
go.
Depending on whether or not they
Jeez.
can catch hay on this guy. He's a little tough to catch, though. Unfortunately, they did. Everybody died to
Everybody.
save the inhibitor.
Everybody.
Yeah, hay on this guy is going to sneak away. So there you go. There's that. There's the power. I mean, Dietrich was very low from the previous engagement. He basically insta-killed them with his ult, and then he destroyed the rest of their team with that ghost.
Pretty much.
And they did save the inhibitor. I really didn't think they were going to. It's nice work.
Ta-da!
But it is still an 11k gold lead.
11k gold, but hey, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, there's always next week.
I have hope. I have hope. You know, I mean, it's always a learning experience. You know, the first week it's going to be very much about, you know, who's played together before a lot, right?
It's true.
You know, that's what it is. And so gradually over the weeks, you'll see an actual team start to build on a lot of these guys, and they'll kind of get the groove. You know, they'll kind of be like, okay, it's not solo queue. You need to communicate, you do stuff like so. As the weeks go by, it'll be very interesting to see how that teamwork builds.
You're absolutely right, and you see that in Division 2 with a new era, A&E. A bunch of their members are gold, and they're playing against platinum players, yet they're winning most of their games with teamwork because their team has been together for so long.
Yeah.
And then Phobia Gaming has a similar advantage. Their team, and not quite as long as a new era, but they've been around a while too.
Well,
both of those teams, of course, have been in all the previous
You know,
tournaments.
I don't know if it's Phobia or Yellow Buff, but I know that they've all been together since high school, and they're not necessarily playing the game or
Oh my
anything,
God.
but they've been together for a long time. So they're all like, you know, buddies, and so they either play together as a team or they play together a lot. So they have significant advantages in that regard.
Wow, that makes perfect sense. And it would probably be, if I had to guess, Yellow Buff, because Yellow Buff is amazing. They're at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Yellow Buff is like, you know, just a notch below pro quality there. And I'm sure if they really pushed for it,
If they
could
really
go that
push
way.
for it, they could definitely make it.
They could go that way. Alex Pye is
Leona.
absolute world-class challenger tier. Anyway, they caught Flair, unfortunately, in a bad position. Flair is very low level and just can't defend against that kind of damage. And Hacks as well, adding to the body counts. The Monsoon heal, keeping Philip my bottle alive through the shock blast. That was pretty neat.
Pretty good,
Definitely pretty smart to sit there and channel the heal instead of trying to dodge it, because if she had tried to dodge it and failed, probably would have died.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm
there goes the
kind
inhibitor.
of, you know, it's probably a win, obviously, for 2.0, but let's just think about things that Zedic could have done differently in order to have been successful. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with that jungle presence. You know, I mean, that mid lane presence, like camped the Mordekaiser, smart. You know, feed the cast, make sure Mordekaiser doesn't, you know, snowball, right? So maybe not picking Mordekaiser or camping for Mordekaiser, making sure that he gets fed. I mean, those are the only two ways you can do it. You know, you either guarantee that your snowball champion gets snowballed, or you don't pick it. You know what I mean? Like, and there's really, because they've never played 2.0 before. You know, so they had no idea what their matchups were going to be like. So hopefully next week they're going to go in with a little bit more knowledge as to how the players go, how the players.
You're absolutely right, and that's a great point, because they'll know not to play a snowball champion against Coco Husky. Play a utility champion instead, and if you you know, just try to maintain your lane and try to hold back from feeding kills to him, and that's really all that you need to go for.
Yeah. And you know, hopefully these replays, you know, the captains, I know some of them have been watching some of the replays that we've casted, and they're just kind of taking in, you know, what they've done or what other teams have done, and so you'll really start to see that evolve. You will start to see that. You know, maybe some weird bands coming out. You know, just specific team bands. It'll be interesting.
Smooth Zero really, really wants to kill Philip my bottle. I mean,
can you blame
that's his
him?
number one target
mean,
every time.
Like, the name. Hello.
God,
I want to kill Philip my bottle.
Yeah, Janna is one of those Teemo-esque targets that really draws fire somehow.
I mean, everyone knows Janna's my girl. Like, Janna's my girl. So I love to watch good Janna's play.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to be surrendering. You got the victorious Janna, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I thought so.
Best skin. Well, no, I don't know about the best skin, but the prettiest Janna skin.
No.
Oh! He did
it's
it!
the most meaningful Janna skin because it's the one you can't buy. So.
He did it!
He got him.
He
Yeah,
got
he did.
her. I don't-
Degenzia stole that one,
yeah,
but that's okay.
got him. Yeah.
2 inhibitors down.
Yeah.
Toxic Tyler returning. It looks like he did not quit. He just disconnected.
Yeah, he just CC'd.
It made sense. I saw earlier where they were pulling him after it looked like a Cassiopeia ult, but he was sitting there for like 4 seconds, so I wasn't completely
Maybe
sure
he's
why,
having
and that's the
connection
reason why he
problems.
just crashed
You
or
know,
something.
that could
Yeah,
explain a lot. He's just having connection problems.
DC'd or crashed or something. That's why.
Yep.
So 1 Nexus turret remaining. Zedic, yeah. There's no reasonable way they could come back, of course, but.
I mean,
to your other question, to your earlier question about what they could have done different.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, we talked a lot about the mid lane and the need to have more roaming. They had a great roam early on from Smooth Zero mid lane. They needed more of that.
Yeah, that was a great roam from him. That was good awareness on his part. But again, you know, just the additional person having that presence in lane was all they really needed. They just didn't. I don't think they really worked together for that. I mean, Mordekaiser did everything he could, everything he could to prevent that, you know, that camp. I mean, he was warding both sides. Nautilus figured out that he was warding in those spots, and so they went around. Like, I mean, you know, it was pretty much, you know, other than having some support from his other guys, there was not much he could do besides just sit at his tower, like.
Yeah.
You know, there was just.
That's absolutely right. I also feel like once they established that they weren't going to have a snowball mid, they should have gone for a harder carry bot, say Vayne or something like that. So that at least if they weren't able to win mid lane, they could at least not only win bot lane, but have come out of it with a carry who can completely trash the enemy team.
Yeah,
they needed somebody for that. Play a protect the Vayne.
Yeah,
comp,
but I mean,
they
were. I'm assuming they were hoping on the Mordekaiser to snowball. So
yeah,
I
they
mean,
were, but
so
they,
within their picks, you know, how could they have at least approached the game differently? And
within their picks,
yeah,
within their picks, yeah, you know, just focusing mid. That's it. That's the only thing they could have done then.
Yeah.
Focusing mid.
No, not
but
necessarily.
I think for next week they're gonna know not to run a snowball lane mid.
Yeah.
And they'll be fine.
I'm gonna hope so.
Because Coco Husky is unstoppable. I mean, it's kind of like you're playing against, you know, Alex Speak or something like that. So you need to change your strategy accordingly.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, watch out! Speaking of strategy, don't walk in
Ezreal
the
getting
laser.
all the kills.
Not a good strategy. Oh my god, treads line and he walks out of the pool. Alright guys, getting disrespectful now. Let's take that Nexus, and that's going to be game 1. Kind of a route, obviously, for 2.0 over Zedic. And thanks for watching.
Just things to work on.
Yeah, definitely some things to work on, but see you next game.